Jacob Rees Mogg is not alone on his crusade against workers' rights. And this is a lovely article from Open Democracy, which is very well discussed by Max Robespierre on his channel, 5 Minutes Conversation. I really recommend it. So who else with is Jacob Rees-Mogg? Liz Truss, for example. During her leadership campaign, he suggested that she could introduce 2 tiers of salaries for public sector workers. It means people or public workers in London and Southeast would earn a little bit more than or more than people public sector workers in different areas. She had to backtrack on it after outrage she created and the backlash she got after this speech, and she thought that people misunderstood her ideas, but I'm not really sure if she really was misunderstood, because this kind of attitude is not very uncommon in Conservative Party. I want to give you, for example, Mr. Philip Davies. His lovely chap was introduced to Parliament 2005, and he has interesting records on, for example, national living wage. So this is 2016 when we discussed raising national living wage, and he compared it. Well, he said that national living wage is intellectual nonsense, and that everybody in the country should earn this same kind of money. It sounds a little bit like Liz Truss during her leadership campaign. And, well, I need to add, whenever Philip Davis says something about different national living wages in the country, he don't really think that raising living wage is fair and smart or economically sound. What he thinks about living wage is like carving out this, like smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol. If you want just simply to get rid of this consumption, you will just simply raise the costs, raise the duties and taxes, and yeah, voila, the consumption will go. So this is his idea of national living wage and increases in national living wages. Simply, he says, if you raise a national living wage, there will be consequences. He repeats all dogma of economic dogma when some simply economist said if you increase wage, it's just simply equals unemployment. Well, it's not exactly true. The labor consumption is quite elastic, so it can adjust to its demand, and actually in the short term it will stay flexible, and it will force a little bit innovation only with the time. But Mr. Davies has as well very, very, very bad records about on his idea on employing people with disabilities. So I couldn't find exactly this speech in Hansard, but I'm not sure if Hansard publish all speeches of MPs. In 2018, Mr. Davis made a career by saying that people with disabilities should be able to sell themselves, their labor, for cheaper than other workers. And although Mr. Davies seems to promote a little bit, try to promote from his speeches, I understand employment of people with disabilities. Well, I am not really sure it's genuine. Maybe I misunderstand something. Blame on it that English is not my first language. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know what you think. At the very end, I would like to flag your attention to one thing. So, Mr. Davies worked for several companies. So, next to his 85,000 MP salary, he do a lot of side jobs. And I don't really sure if it led him to do his let to do his MP duties. So let's say, for example, he charged 175 pounds to YouGov and other companies for doing kind of interviews and surveys, or doing interviews for, yeah, for newspapers like Rich Group, like 100 pounds per hour for Rich Group. I think Telegraph or belong to this group as well, or owns this chain. So, but this is as well Mr. Davies and his employment track for GB News. Well, it's surprised. Perhaps Mr. Davies do not charge enough to introduce GB News to his concept of carving out consumption, because whenever he say raising national living wage to £11 is too much, he decide to charge £100 per hour of interview for GBBs, and I'm still under. Well, I'm surprised. I'm really impressed by his skills to divide his attention between his MP work, and if he does it, and no, of course he does it, and his time spent 50 hours a month for GB News plus doing surveys and other newspapers. That's really a lot of effort. So, well, that's worth to consider that his £100 is worth of his effort, but effort given by any worker who would like to earn more than £10 per hour or £11 per hour is kind of intellectual nonsense. So these are my capit thoughts. I will leave you with that. Let me know what do you think, and yeah, leave me your comments below. Hit a like if you can, if you like it, and yeah, let me know what do you think, because I think it will be good to know which MPs and our politicians are, what the politicians really think about us. Thank you.